Ravindra had gone to America with his daughter after the death of his wife. When his 65-year-old wife Damini passed away due to cancer, Ravindra's life was in turmoil. At this age, the need for each other increases. At this time, his wife had gone to a world where she would never return. Seeing his father's mental condition, his two sons in America felt that it was not right to leave him alone and forcibly took him with them. Both children were in different cities in America. The wife of the eldest son, Charan, was Indian. They had a young son. He loved to watch the child's play lessons at their house for a few days, but he could not stay at the house of his youngest son, Anand, for more than a week. He could not even talk to his American wife properly. He had to be alone at home all day. So within 2 months he had returned to his deserted house. Now every object in the house reminded him of Damini. He used to go out to the club. After spending the day chatting with friends, when he came home at night, the house itself felt alien. Now, one did not need such a big house. So he decided to sell the 4-room house and move to a 2-room flat. In such a big house, one cannot hear the noise of the neighbors. The walls on all four sides created a gap. In the flat system, the walls and doors of all the houses are connected, so one can hear the noise of the neighboring house. All his friends advised him that it was dangerous to live in such a big house. Every day there were news of an old man or woman being killed in one house or another and thieves robbing the house. So he decided to sell the house and buy a small flat and slowly started selling the unnecessary things in the house. He sold the old big furniture at a low price. He gave the old copper and brass utensils to the orphanage. They gave whatever they wanted to the washerman, the servant, the maid, and the driver. In the end, the wife's cupboard was left. When he opened the cupboard, he was shocked to see the pile of clothes in it. Damini had so many saris and blouses, but she was buying new clothes. On the first day, he closed the cupboard. He did not know what to do with these clothes. In the meantime, he had to go to Mysore for some work. He had left in a car. On the way back, his car got a puncture. He had to stop there for a few hours. He started wandering around there, waiting for some help, until the car was repaired. Work was going on the railway line nearby. There were workers' huts nearby. Ravindra saw how difficult the life of these poor workers was. There was poverty everywhere. The torn clothes of some women showed their bodies. When he saw a young woman's torn blouse, he suddenly remembered his wife's clothes. On the one hand, he would get more than he needed. On the other hand, he regretted that he would not get enough for his needs. In the meantime, his car was repaired and he returned home. The next day, fresh and refreshed, Ravindra opened his wife's cupboard and saw bundles of blouses neatly arranged. He smiled when he saw the first bundle he found. Those blouses were 30 years old. How could he forget that embroidered Arak-colored blouse? One day when they went on their honeymoon after marriage, Damini wore that blouse. That blouse had hooks on the back. Damini was not very used to wearing saris. In college, she used to wear chudidars and salwar kameez. Now it was taking her a long time to wear a sari. That day when he was going out for a walk, he told Damini to come quickly and sat on the hotel lawn. They spent some time watching the scenery. Damini did not come out for half an hour. When he went back to the room, he smiled. Damini had opened the door of the room and was hiding behind the door, hiding under the bedsheet. "Are you not ready yet?" Ravindra asked. "No, I was waiting for you. I didn't even know how to call you." "Why? What happened?" "I can't put the blouse on." "Why?" "The hooks are on the back. I can't put it on." "Then put another hook on." "First take this off. I am stuck in this." Seeing Damini's condition, he laughed. Then he put the hooks on the back of the blouse. Then Damini put on the sari. It was Ravindra's first experience of putting on a blouse hook. He was so excited that he unhooked Damini's blouse again. I put on the sari with so much difficulty. You ruined it, Damini said angrily. After that, whenever she put on this blouse, both of them would laugh happily. But today the laughter was far gone. He remembered all the blouses she had worn during his honeymoon. Even the black blouse decorated with white pearls was attractive to Damini's white color. When Damini was wearing that blouse, Ravindra's fingers would play on Damini's white back. Then she would say angrily, "Enough! If you rub it like that, it will tickle me. Hey, I am rubbing my wife's back." You said it would tickle me. If only your back was tickled, I would feel tickled all over my body. Enough of you. Seeing Damini's anger, Ravindra hugged her tightly in his arms. Damini looked very beautiful in the blue blouse. Along with the blue sari, she wore a blue necklace and blue bangles. The jingling sound of her bangles thrilled Ravindra. Whenever Damini played her hand, he would turn around to see where the sound was coming from. Ravindra would say to his wife, "Are you wearing these bangles to attract passers-by? Anyone who sees them will turn around to look at them. I can't stand it," he would say. Then Damini laughed loudly, took off all the bangles, gave them to Ravindra and said, "Take them now, you take care of them." Sitting under the shade of a tree, Ravindra put the bangles back on Damini's white hands. Thus Ravindra, who was caught in the web of love memories, began to imagine that Damini was wearing each and every blouse and began to relax. Ravindra came out of the web of memories with great difficulty. Then he picked up another bundle. Most of the blouses in it were printed. Once upon a time, all women wore such printed blouses. Plain saris and printed blouses had been in fashion for many years. When he saw the black blouse in that bundle, he remembered the fight between them while buying it. Damini was getting ready to go to a wedding. "Come early in the evening. I have to go to the market. I have to wear a black sari for Sanjana's wedding. I need to get a printed blouse for it." "You go and get it yourself." "No, you come. I also need to get matching jewelry with them." "Okay, I will try." "No trying, you have to come." "Okay, madam, I am bound by your order." But as evening fell, Ravindra forgot about this. When he returned home at night, he met Damini in the form of a moon. Then he remembered what he had said. To correct his mistake, he said, "There is still half an hour before the market closes. Leave quickly." "No, I am not coming anywhere. Can I buy anything for half an hour?" "You leave first. If you need anything for yourself, you can open the shops again," he said. "Don't talk so much. Now you don't love me. Work all day. Then friends, they are everything to you. What would you do if I told you the same thing? Now you care more about your children. You don't pay any attention to me. Are you not ashamed to say this? Are they my only children?" Seeing tears in Damini's eyes, he said quietly, "Leave now quickly. Let's fight later." Ravindra dragged Damini into the car and set off for the market. He found that black printed blouse at the first shop. Then he found matching jewelry with white and black pearls at the jewelry shop. Later, both of them had dinner at the hotel. In the same bundle, he found a yellow polka-dotted sleeveless blouse. When Damini wore it for the first time, Ravindra started looking at his wife in surprise. On one hand, he was staring at Damini's white puffy sleeves. On the other hand, he also felt jealous. He had become very possessive about Damini. He told Damini, "Don't go out wearing this blouse. People will stare." "Don't say anything. All my friends are like that. They are not seen by anyone. Develop a little openness. Don't be narrow-minded." "You have said what I said. Then it's up to you," Ravindra said quietly. Even though Damini said that she never wore a sleeveless blouse again, There were 20 sleeveless blouses in that bundle. Damini must have sewn all those blouses together. Now looking at them, she knew that she had never worn them. Now he picked up the next bundle. There were various blouses in it. Some were ready-made blouses, some were designer blouses, some were woolen and some were makmal. When Ravindra's wife put on the black makmal blouse, his gaze went to her white back and arms. Damini, who was over 40 years old, was distracted by her husband's gaze and said, "Why are you looking at me like that? Have you never seen me like this before?" "I have seen you so many times, but your white color stands out in the makmal blouse. I thought I would look at you like this." "Who said no?" she said with a smile. Some saris were hanging on hangers along with the blouse. Ravindra picked up a painted sari along with the hanger. The pale yellow sari had dark yellow rose flowers on it. Wearing this sari, Damini looked young even at 50 years old. Even at that age, she was beautiful and graceful. She took good care of her body. Even with a little makeup, she looked 10 years younger than her actual age. Meanwhile, Ravindra never bothered about his body. He had become obese. His hair started turning white at the age of 40. He did not dye his hair. Due to his white hair and obesity, he looked 10 years older than his age. One day, a disaster struck when one of his friends came home. When he arrived, Damini came to the drawing room, greeted him, went in to bring coffee. That day, Damini was wearing the same yellow sari. She went in with a coffee to Ravindra. When the friend left after half an hour, he said, "Well, I haven't seen your wife. I'll just greet you and make you coffee and go." "Is she your wife? I thought she was your daughter." "Okay, you go and come." I said what I thought. Don't get me wrong. You are a young girl getting married, but you look like a father and daughter. Enough, go. You have had enough. Hearing the words of the two, Damini came to the drawing room and laughed. "Why are you making fun of our master? You can't tell age by white hair or black hair. Get your eyes tested," she said. All three of them started laughing out loud. But the truth was that Damini looked 10 years younger than her age. Ravindra looked 10 years older than his age. The blouse he had sewn for his youngest son's wedding also made him angry. Damini usually bought it herself and paid the bill herself. But that day the tailor's boy brought the blouse he had sewn and gave him rupees 1800. He gave her the receipt and paid the money. He got angry when he learned that the price for sewing one blouse was rupees 1800. He paid the boy rupees 1800. After sending him, he asked Damini, "Did you spend rupees 1800 to get your blouse stitched?" "Yes, why is that? It's my son's wedding. Should not I also decorate?" "Do you think you are the mother of a boy with such a costly blouse? You have never asked about my expenses until now. Why are you asking about it at the time of my son's wedding?" Damini said with a smile. Ravindra didn't see anything special in that blouse, but that heavy designer blouse was a topic of discussion among Damini's friends. When he saw that blouse, he remembered his wife's beautiful face. It was shining with the joy of her son's wedding. Then his eyes fell on some more blouses. It seemed as if she had never worn them. Damini was very sad to have the blouse stitched. Seeing so many blouses, Ravindra was going crazy. He could not understand the mentality of women. But the sad thing was that Damini, who was obsessed with sewing blouses, could not wear blouses in her last days. 2 years ago, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and by the time she started treatment, it had spread to her arms. The disease and chemotherapy had turned her white skin black. Within 3 months, she had said goodbye to life. Today, Ravindra was sitting in the same collection of blouses, reminiscing and trying to bring some living moments back to life. After a while, he got up and called his employee and said, "Put all the clothes in this cupboard in boxes and put them in the car." In the morning, Ravindra went to the railway line in the car, distributed both the boxes to the labourers there and returned home with a very light heart. They thought that Damini's clothes would at least cover some of their nakedness. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.